One of the things that I find to be the most disingenuous about so many people, right? So many persons in this new space of academic, content creation and, cultural critique, right? Is that they are so dishonest about what they're really advocating for, right? Previous generations would advocate about things like, equality, right? We had segregation. This young generation, and I know a lot of people praise them, right? And maybe there's some good and some bad, and we won't throw the baby out with the bathwater, okay? But this younger generation actually advocates to be in luxurious spaces, right? And so what I mean is, the arguments and the critiques, and I'm sitting online, I listen to some of these content creators and these videos and these really petty arguments about matcha. And really what it is they want to be in rich circles, right? They want to be amongst the elite. They want to be amongst those who are ultra wealthy, right? And the moment that they get an opportunity to be amongst those people, this whole wave of equality and everybody, we should all be blah blah blah, that goes out the window. You know what I mean? That goes out the window. It's not about equality, right? It's about them having certain material comforts and being entitled, right, to certain social structures, right? Certain social environments. You know what I mean? And the moment that they get an opportunity to be in these environments, all that advocacy, all that complaining about the matcha and complaining about here's the history of the Pilates, and this is how it intersects with slavery and white women feminism, when none of this is even coherent, right? I listen to these videos and it's not coherent. It's all based on feeling. So much of the cultural commentary today is based on feeling. And the moment that these people get an opportunity to have a little bit more than the next person, they're absolutely going to be partaking in these same social networks that they claim that are oppressing them. Okay? I don't want to call it a grift. I think people want to be heard. I think people want to feel and sound enlightened. And I think people want to appear as though, what it is that they have to say is insightful. It's a very low barrier to entry space, right? And it's lucrative. But it's incredibly disingenuous. And if you listen to these arguments through and through, it's completely incoherent. And you have to kind of start to look at the person as a person and start to realize what is it that they're really advocating for, right? And a lot of times with a lot of these young people, it's advocating for material comforts that they do not have, or maybe aren't willing to work for, maybe don't understand the system and what it takes to maybe get certain material comforts, right? Because the pathway is long, okay? It's not very rewarding. There are no shortcuts, and it's brutal, and it's been that way for years. So what are they really advocating for? I'm not making a generalization, okay? This is not a generalization. It's just an observation, and this is what I'm learning. This is what I'm seeing.